My beloved child, do not hastily turn your gaze away from these words, for in this very moment each phrase, each syllable is being spoken from the most sacred place, from the higher realm where light never fades, where angels ceaselessly sing praises to the Most High. And I, the one for you, the one who fights for light and truth, who shields your soul from the deepest shadows, am sending you a message more profound than anything you've ever heard before. Let your heart open like a door that has never been shut, and allow these words to reach the deepest corners of your soul. This message, dear child, is not merely a simple note. It is a clarion call resounding from the kingdom of light and love, delivered by none other than Archangel Michael himself, bearer of the essence of strength and unwavering loyalty. It is no coincidence that this message arrives to you now, in this very moment, when your heart quietly trembles with unspoken concern about time, about aging, about the impermanence of your physical form. I know well that deep within your soul lies a subtle unease, silently gnawing away. You look at yourself in the mirror each morning and sometimes wonder, is time slipping by too fast? Has youth gently departed before I could fully hold it? These thoughts, though unspoken, flow beneath the surface like an invisible current, quietly draining your vitality in ways even you may not recognize. In the higher realms, where your angels constantly observe and guide each of your steps, a wave of special attention is rising. They whisper among themselves that a pivotal moment is drawing near. It is not the end of all things, but rather a great turning point, a destined encounter that you cannot evade. A person, a soul assigned to your path long before your birth, will appear, bringing profound transformation to your life. This person comes not merely to change your world, but to illuminate a part of you that time and worry have veiled in dust. Aging, my dear, is not just a number marked on paper. It is the soul's journey through blooming and withering seasons. It is a mirror reflecting the lessons you've learned, the love you've given, and the silent disappointments you've carried in your heart. Do you know there are faint tremors in the soul that only angels can hear, and they are listening, feeling every whispered concern within you as you look back on your journey, as you think about the time quietly flowing by like a river no one can hold. I come to remind you, time, the very thing you fear, is your most faithful ally. Do not see age as a burden, but as a crown of experience, a cloak of maturity, a fire that once burned you but also warmed you. Every wrinkle, every quiet moment tells a story of strength you've carried, of courage you've drawn upon to keep walking when it all seemed to fall apart. The stranger that the angel spoke of, they are not coming to save you, for you do not need rescuing. You are strong enough to rise, to endure on your own. But this person will come to bring light, to walk beside you through a new chapter, a place where the light in your heart will be awakened, where you will see yourself more clearly, more deeply. Whether a friend, a teacher, or a lover, their title does not matter. What matters is their presence, which will stir the sleeping light within you. Can you feel it? The movement in space, the vibration in your soul. It is the signal that the universe is shifting to bring you into a new chapter. But to enter it, you must release self-blame, the regret for the past, and especially the silent fear of your age. Because the truth is, age never limits you. Only dimmed faith and unaddressed fear can bind you. My beloved child, Lift your head. Look into your own eyes in the mirror and recognize the sacred light that has never ceased to shine. You are an eternal soul, temporarily dwelling in a mortal body. And thus, time does not diminish you. It only deepens and beautifies you in the unseen layers of awareness and spirit. I know there are nights you lie awake, not in pain, but in thought, about the things undone. Mornings when your heart feels hollow, though the birds still sing and the sun still rises. I come to tell you, all of that holds meaning. Not a single moment of your life has been wasted. Every tear shed, every burst of laughter, each is a stroke in the grand masterpiece the Creator has painted, with you as an irreplaceable highlight. So, my dearest one, from today forward, do not let the fear of aging overshadow the beauty blooming within your soul. Listen to the whispers of your heart, where truth resides, beyond the world's definition, that you are still loved, still guided, still hoped for by your own guardian angels. Live, but don't merely exist. Breathe, but don't just inhale. Feel. And when you begin to see time as a gift rather than a sentence, you will realize it is never too late, and no one is ever too old to begin something miraculous. This message is not to frighten you, but to awaken a deep awareness, to let you know you have never been alone on this journey, and that the greatest chapter still awaits you. For in the eyes of the angels, today, in this very moment, you are still a radiant light that nothing can extinguish. Beloved child, pause for a moment in the stream of life's busyness and let these words like a gentle breeze touch your soul, soaking into the most hidden corners of your heart. I have not come to stir fear about time, but to help you see more clearly the wondrous light burning quietly within. A light untouched by age or passing years. Each year that passes is not merely a number added to your life, but a new layer of wisdom that God has draped upon your shoulders, like armor upon a warrior after each battle. The experiences you have lived, the dazzling joys and quiet sorrows, have become the foundation upon which your soul grows, matures, and shines even brighter. You may not see it at once, for the greatest seeds often sprout silently beneath the soil. I know there are days you stand before the mirror, looking into your eyes and wonder, have I gone far enough? Is there still time to live the dreams I've left unfinished? I feel that longing in every sigh, in the moments you sit quietly amid the world's noise. And I want to tell you one clear truth. An eternal truth that never changes. Your worth is not in your age, not in milestones left unmet, but in the fire of faith, of kindness, and of courage that burns brightly within you each day. Aging, my child, is not a sign of loss. It is the proof that you have lived, have loved, have battled, have believed, and are still walking that journey with a heart more resilient than ever. Every wrinkle is a story, every scar is a victory, and each new dawn you rise, no matter your age, is a chance for God to grant you fresh blessings, new purpose, and renewed hope. I do not deny that thoughts of aging can creep in like gray clouds across your mental sky. They may slow you down, make you anxious about changing health, about a body no longer as supple, about an unclear future ahead. But dearest one, do not let these passing shadows dim the eternity of your soul. For the soul, your noblest part, never grows old. It is untouched by time, unworn by years. That soul, crafted by God Himself, still shines brightly, still pulses with strength, still longs to love and to live fully. True beauty is not found in smooth skin or youthful form, but in the gentle light that radiates from inner peace. Dignity is not measured by youth, but by how you face life with patience, compassion, and unconditional love. And your worth, hear me clearly, is not something time can take away. It is engraved from the roots of heaven, and it will forever exist in my eyes, in the heart of the Creator, and in the loving gaze of those whose lives you've touched with your sincere heart. So do not let any whisper in your mind make you doubt yourself. Do not let the world deceive you into thinking youth is everything. For sometimes, only after many seasons of sun and storm can one truly appreciate the morning light. Only after falling can one truly learn to rise on one's own feet. And only after listening long to the world's noise can one finally hear the true voice, the one that rises from within the soul, singing its harmony with heaven. I come not only to remind you, but to stir an awakening within you. You need not search for your worth anywhere else. Look within, where the undying light dwells, where God has sown a piece of Himself in you. You were not made to fade, but to shine in your own unique way, at any age, at any phase of life. O resilient soul, receive each new year as a grace, as another chance to love deeper, to live more truthfully, and to trust more fiercely. Every note in the symphony of your life has its reason, even the silences. And no matter how many chapters have passed, the one ahead can still be the most radiant, if you continue to write it with a trusting heart. I will always be with you, in every moment of doubt, in every second you feel like giving up, in every hour when you think you have nothing left to give. I am there to remind you that the light within you has never gone out, and you, at any age, are still whole, still worthy, and still loved without condition. Stand up, walk forward, and let the light within your soul shine, not only for yourself, but for those who are still searching in the dark. For your life, as ordained by God Himself, is not merely a journey of existence, but a testament to the power of love, of faith, and of the eternal spirit within. My child, beloved one, pause for a moment and let these words settle deep into the sacred core of your being, that innermost place untouched by fear, where your soul still burns brightly in the light of the Creator. I have not come merely to comfort you with gentle words. I have come to awaken in you an ancient memory, a truth you once knew before you stepped into this visible world, that you are never forgotten, and that you were never a burden to time. The days ahead of you are not a looming darkness waiting to swallow your hope. On the contrary, they are hidden blessings wrapped in the garments of trial, opportunities to draw nearer to the radiant version of yourself that God created with divine intention. Every sunrise you behold, no matter how weary your body feels or how dim your eyes may grow, is a sign you are still here, still on earth, still walking a mission that no one else but you can fulfill. Do not let the whispers of fear creep into your mind. They are invisible thieves, stealing your peace, your joy, and your gratitude if you allow them to take root in your sacred inner space. Those whispers will try to convince you that you are growing weaker, that you've fallen out of sync with life, that you have nothing more to offer. But hear this, that is the greatest lie darkness ever told. Aging, my beloved, is not a predator lurking behind you. It is a gift wrapped in silence, a divine reward from above, proof that you are still chosen, still held on this earth for a sacred reason. Every fine line at the corner of your eyes, every silver strand in your hair, is not a mark of decay, but a sacred imprint of the path you have walked, a badge of honor, of faithfulness, of countless times you stood back up from the fall when no one else was watching. A badge of honor, of faithfulness, of countless times you stood back up from the fall when no one else was watching. A badge of honor, of faithfulness, of countless times you stood back up from the fall when no one else was watching. Remember this, your soul, the core that never ages, is forever youthful, forever vibrant, forever brimming with the life of heaven. Your body may grow weary with the cycles of the sun, but your soul, oh, your soul, is an unyielding light, a wellspring that never runs dry, a fragment of God's own breath. It is not worn down by time, not dulled by the years. Rather, it is maturing, refining, drawing nearer to the fullness the Creator has dreamed for you since the beginning. In heaven, no one counts your worth by the number of your years. No angel looks upon you and sighs because you have grown older. Instead, they rejoice, they explode with light when they see you stepping closer to your divine self, touching the sacred form God painted with His own heart. Every wrinkle is a stroke of divine artistry. Every passing year, a new shade in the masterpiece of your soul. Your guardian angels, the ones assigned to you before you were born, are smiling as you move toward the light. They do not mourn your lost youth, for they know time is held in God's hands, not yours, and certainly not in the hands of this world with its fragile, fleeting standards. Every moment of your life is under the wise and loving gaze of the Almighty. And if He has kept you here, then surely, there is something precious still waiting to be done, to be lived, to be given. So do not be startled by your age. Do not fear that your body is no longer as agile. Do not worry that you cannot do all the things you once could, because in God's eyes and in the hearts of those who truly see your soul, you have never shone brighter. Right now, after all the storms you've endured, after learning to love more deeply, forgive more fully, listen more intently, you are coming closer to your truest self, not the version others wanted you to be, but you. Continue onward, chosen soul. Walk with the trust that age is not a limitation, but an expansion. Of vision, of heart, of your capacity to love, to forgive, and to live each present moment fully. Let your soul, this inextinguishable flame, illuminate others through your quiet presence, your wisdom, your unwavering love. And I, the one who stood beside you through your most silent battles, the one who saw your tears when no one else did, the one who heard your breath-spoken prayers, I promise you this: every step you take is remembered in heaven. And you, no matter your age, are still God's delight. Still a radiant light in this trembling world. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. You are blooming right on time, in the very season God has appointed. And that season, beloved child, is today. Keep your heart open, for something sacred is drawing near, quietly, yet with great power. In the divine design of the Creator, a soul is being sent your way, a stranger, not from your past, but destined for your future. This person does not arrive by chance, not by accident, not by worldly arrangement, but as a messenger, a sacred piece of your restoration and deep renewal. They will not enter with thunder or dazzling brilliance, but perhaps through a single sentence that pierces your heart, a glance that unsettles you, or a presence that causes you to see yourself anew. And miraculously, they won't come to judge you. They come to do what is most difficult, yet most necessary, to challenge the way you see yourself, especially how you relate to aging, to your own worth, long buried beneath years of quiet forgetting. This stranger, whoever they are, wherever they come from, will carry something unfamiliar yet profoundly known. Maybe it will be a question that lingers in your soul. Maybe a gesture that stirs your spirit. Maybe a simple embrace powerful enough to shatter the walls you've built around your heart. Their presence will be like a soft wind, not to disrupt your life, but just enough to shake loose the old beliefs you've clung to out of fear, out of pain, or out of the lie that it's too late. And in that moment, when you begin to question the things you once assumed, you will know that a new seed of faith has been planted within you. Not just faith in general, but faith in yourself, in your ability to love again, to begin again, to live a life of deep meaning at any age. They will not save you, for you need no savior. But they will rekindle a fire that once burned brightly within you, a flame that trials and time have merely dimmed. Do not be afraid if this person stirs you, if your heart trembles in a strange new way. Do not resist it. That is your soul recognizing something holy in the encounter. It is not weakness, it is awakening. It is your soul nodding to a truth that you can still change, still grow, still live more deeply, and still trust again. Do not try to explain it all with logic, for sacred things do not always ask to be understood. They ask to be received with a full and open heart. Let this person become a mirror, reflecting the beauty you have long overlooked within yourself. Perhaps in their eyes you will see that you are stronger, gentler, deeper than you believed. Perhaps they will remind you of something forgotten, a long-lost dream, a radiant version of yourself, or a promise you once made to your younger self. And when it is all said and done, whether they stay or simply pass through, you will no longer see yourself the same way. You will understand that age does not slow you down, but reveals a refined light, sharpened by every trial. You will see that sometimes God does not speak through thunder or reveal himself in glaring miracles, but through a person, a soul, sent at the exact moment you need, to stir your heart and open the door you yourself had locked. That stranger, beloved soul, is heaven's gentle reminder. There are still beautiful things waiting ahead. I have never stopped believing in you, and I will use you to shine my light into the world. So do not close your heart. Do not turn away when your spirit stirs. Receive them with courage, as part of the divine love story that God is still writing for you. Let their presence be the miracle that leads you back to yourself once more. With faith, with hope, and with a heart blazing in sacred light, just as you were always meant to be. I, with infinite wisdom, rarely act through noise or spectacle. I prefer to move through stillness, through the ordinary, through events that seem inconspicuous. This meeting is a testimony to that. It will stand as clear evidence that God has never abandoned you, and that the divine work He is accomplishing within you is still unfolding, even when you believe that the most meaningful parts of your life have already passed. You may have lived half your life, or more, but to me, you are still blossoming on your journey, still a work of sacred sculpture, each stroke of the Holy Spirit shaping your soul. So do not take this person's presence lightly. Do not dismiss their words just because they arrive without miracles or signs. And above all, do not underestimate the power this encounter may hold. Sometimes, just one brief conversation is enough to change how you see yourself. Sometimes a single authentic presence, deep and true, can rekindle the faith that has quietly faded within your heart. You cannot always know who has been sent by God until you learn to see with the eyes of faith and listen with a heart no longer shut by wounds or suspicion. This person may unsettle you at first because they will stir places within your mind where fears lie hidden. Fears of aging, of worth, of inadequacy. But do not turn away so quickly. Do not let pride or the past block a miracle that is trying to reach you. I tell you this not so you live in vague expectation, but so you live in readiness. For true transformation never comes from outside, but begins the moment you allow the sacred to seep into your very ordinary life. When you are ready to see God not only on the altar, but in each person He sends your way. When you are ready to believe that He still holds unwritten, beautiful chapters in your life. That meeting, whether fleeting or enduring, will be a turning point, a change of season, a transition in the melody your soul has long been playing. It may not bring instant transformation, but it will plant in you a seed of truth. And once that seed falls into the softened soil of a listening heart, it will grow, quietly, steadily, until the day you awaken and realize, so I am still chosen. I can still begin again, and God has never stopped working in me. Beloved child, you don't need to understand everything right now. Just remember this: no one enters your life without reason. No one is led to you without a sacred purpose. And if someone comes bearing a stirring in your spirit, whether gentle or intense, that is the clearest sign heaven is speaking. Keep your heart tender and your eyes discerning. Let faith be the lamp that lights your way, and let humility open the doors of your heart. For sometimes the greatest things begin with something that seems so small. And that stranger, the chosen one, is truly the gentle hand of God, reaching out to touch the deepest part of you. The place where you once were light, and forever will be light. Beloved, radiant soul, whose name God etched from the dawn of creation, pause now and allow these words to flow into the deepest, most hidden place within you, the place you often dare not enter, fearing to touch the things you've tried to bury, forget, or bravely overcome. All of heaven is watching over you, not with judgment, but with overwhelming joy. Because you are still standing, you are still going, you still choose love, compassion, forgiveness, and faith, even when no one sees it, no one praises it, and no one knows the silent battles you've endured. The angels rejoice over the courage you don't even realize you carry, over the strength you've forged without knowing how resilient you've become. I see through your heart like crystal. I see the unnamed worries, the quiet shadows you hide behind your gentle smile. I see the nights you lie still in the darkness, eyes wide open in silence, wondering, have I lived well enough? Does what I do matter? Can I truly change anything in this vast, chaotic world? Beloved, those questions are not wrong. They do not make you weak. They simply reveal a soul that has matured, that has lived deeply enough to begin seeking what is truly eternal. But let me say this with clarity. You must never forget. Those creeping doubts in your mind, they are not the truth. They do not come from the light. They are false whispers, crafted by dark forces, seeking to strip you of faith in yourself and thereby detach you from the sacred mission God planted in your heart. Do you not know? Every small act of love you offer, every time you choose forgiveness over resentment, every quiet moment of prayer when no one is watching, all of it carries sacred weight in heaven. You do not need to do anything great by the world's standards to be worthy in God's eyes. To Him, your worth is not found in results, but in your faithfulness, in your steadfastness in small things, your devotion even when unseen, and the faith you hold firm, even when you can no longer see the road ahead. The doubts you carry are not proof of failure. They only show that you are standing at the edge of expansion, of a sacred leap you haven't yet dared believe you are strong enough to make. But I tell you now, you are enough. Not because you are strong on your own, but because within you dwells the presence of God, a source that never runs dry, a strength that never retreats, a light that never dims. Do not let lies make you hesitate. Do not let the false metrics of society deceive you into thinking you're not good enough, not successful enough, not worthy enough. You already are and always have been, because it was God who chose you. Not for your perfection, but because He sees in you something no one else can replace. And if you need proof, just look back at the path you've walked. How many times you nearly broke, and yet you rose. How often your heart felt shattered, and still you loved. How many times it seemed like the end, yet you prayed, you hoped, you believed. That was no accident. That was strength from above, alive in you, flowing through every breath, even when you couldn't feel it. So, my beloved, from this day on, when those doubts return, remember this: they are not the truth. They do not speak with God's voice. His voice is always gentle yet powerful, always reminding you of your sacred dignity, a dignity no age, no wound, no mistake can erase. Hold tightly to your faith as a warrior grips his sword in the night. Know that everything you do, however small, is helping to light this world. You are not merely living a life. You are passing on light to those around you, even when you don't realize it. That light, God sees clearly. I see clearly, and the kingdom of heaven praises you for it. You are a messenger of love, a bearer of hope, a keeper of light in a time thick with shadows. Do not doubt this mission, for your very existence is already a miracle. And whatever lies ahead, no matter how hard, you will never walk alone. For I and your angels are always here, beside you, surrounding you, constantly reminding you of this eternal truth. You are loved, you are chosen, and you are living within God's sacred will every day, every hour, every moment. Beloved child, precious soul woven from the everlasting love of God, today I come to remind you of a truth long forgotten by the world, but never once silenced in heaven's song. Your age is not a burden. It is a sacred blessing, a mark of maturity's beauty in God's light. Do not let the world deceive you with shallow, fleeting standards. Do not let the prejudiced gaze of others make you think your wrinkles must be hidden or your pain is proof of weakness. My child, all of that is the living symbol of a life truly lived, not in ease, but in faithfulness, not in avoidance, but in commitment, not in perfection, but in courage. Each wrinkle is a silent story told of battles you've endured, of long nights spent in prayerful wakefulness, of days when you chose love even as your heart was weary, of moments when you smiled while tears still lingered, unfallen within. They do not diminish your beauty. In fact, they are your beauty, a beauty that time cannot steal because it was forged from patience, from resilience, and from the sweetness that emerges only through trial. And the pain, yes, I know it comes uninvited and sometimes refuses to leave, but dearest one, it is not proof that your body is betraying you. It is a gentle reminder that you are still here, still present in this earthly realm, still living within a divine plan not yet complete. These aches, though unwelcome, may serve as invitations to pause, to listen, to sense the tenderness of the one who lifts you, soothes you, and whispers gently, I am still here. I have never left. Each time your body slows, do not mourn, do not blame, do not see it as a sign of ending. See it instead as a sacred moment where your soul is stilled, where silence clears the way for deeper revelations. For it is in these very moments, when your own strength is not enough, that God reveals His presence more clearly. In each breath, in each pause, in each renewed choice to trust. Age does not dim the light within you. On the contrary, it shines ever more brightly. Proof that you are still a part of the great masterpiece God is revealing to the world. Each year, each experience, each wound you have transcended is being used to compose a stunning tapestry in which you are an irreplaceable hue. You are not just part of the plan. You are living proof that grace flows through all things, even time, even flesh. So cherish the marks life has left upon you. Hold each trace with reverence, as an artist honors every final stroke of a piece forged in both pain and love. Do not seek to erase the signs of age. Let them speak boldly of a life not wasted, of a soul that has walked with God through the storms and still carries light. You do not need to return to who you were. You do not need to prove anything to anyone. You only need to keep living deeply, gratefully, and faithfully, just as you have always done. And know this, each step you take, whether slow or trembling, holds a power that only the weathered heart can understand. The power of one who has lived, loved, suffered, and still chooses to go on. That is glory. That is grace. That is you, the beloved one, cherished not for youthful vigor, but for the enduring strength of a seasoned soul. You are not defeated by time. You are being refined by it. And you, at any age, are still writing a vital movement in God's unfolding symphony. When you are sleeping, beloved child of God, I come to you today not merely to comfort you, but to awaken a deep truth your soul has always known, a truth heaven now longs for you to remember and live fully. Your age is not a burden, but a blessing. It is not the remnant of what is fading, but the sacred imprint of a soul still present, still contributing to the grand symphony God is unveiling on this earth. Each passing year takes nothing from you. Instead, it carves into your being new layers of light, deeper wells of wisdom, and the tender touch of God's hand. What the world may call old, heaven sees as the radiant evidence that you have passed through many seasons, have learned much, have loved, have fallen, have risen again, with softer eyes, a wider heart, and a more enduring faith. Heaven is calling you now, not to change your life hastily, but to change how you see yourself. Stop seeing yourself as one battling against time, losing youth, agility, or chances once held. Start seeing yourself as one who is blessed by time. Time, the force you once feared as a silent thief, is truly the faithful servant of the Most High. It has not come to steal your beauty, but to shape it, refine it, and prepare you for a glory yet unseen. Each passing moment is a stroke of God's artistry on your soul, peeling away fear, doubt, and self-centered chains, making you more and more into His image. You may not have the strength you once had, but you possess a depth that youth cannot know. You may no longer dream as you once did, but your eyes now see with clarity what is true and what no longer needs to be held. And most of all, your soul is being readied for something greater than you have ever imagined. I know there are days when you look back on your life and wonder, did I miss something? Is anything still waiting for me? Have I lived enough? Loved enough? Walked the right path? And I say to you, yes, there is still more. Much more. For if God still gives you breath, still awakens you each morning, then His work in you is not yet finished. And the wonder is this: it is precisely now, in this season that seems quieter, slower, that He can do His most profound work. No more rushing, no more chasing noise, just your heart, softening, listening, and more ready than ever to receive God's revelation. Beloved, allow yourself to embrace yourself. Every wrinkle, every gentle step, every present moment. Do not see time as a ticking clock. See it as the quiet artist still finishing the masterpiece. And you are that masterpiece. Each day, each year, each encounter with change is God saying, I am still here. I am still completing you. Let gratitude be your answer to age. Let faith be your new vision, seeing the future not with fear, but with hope. Let spiritual maturity be the light within you, outshining every external measure. And remember, in the kingdom of God, nothing is wasted. Not one year, not one scar, not one tear is meaningless. All is being woven for a glory never fully seen, yet drawing ever near. You are being prepared for that glory. And time, the companion you once dreaded, is now walking hand in hand with you into the deepest season of grace. You are not slowing down, you are being completed. You are not losing anything, you are being refined. You are not nearing an end, you are approaching the fullness of a promise not yet fulfilled, but soon to be revealed. And I, along with your angels, will be here always, witnessing, guarding, and walking beside you through every breath, every light, every miracle taking quiet shape. And now, precious soul, I speak not only to your heart, but also to your body, which has held unspoken longings even from yourself. I see clearly the concerns quietly smoldering within you, like questions still unanswered, the subtle signs of fatigue, the unnamed aches, the changes you secretly fear. Perhaps at times you try to ignore them, thinking you must be strong, resilient, able to rise above it all. But my beloved one, do not forget. Your body is not a burden. It is a sacred gift, lovingly crafted by God. Not merely so that you might exist, but that you may live fully and meaningfully. Your body is the temple of your soul, a dwelling place for the divine light that burns quietly within you each day. It is not a shell to be dismissed, nor an obstacle impeding your spirit. It is the vessel chosen by God Himself, so you may touch life, offer love, and fulfill a mission that only you can complete. So, my dear one, do not ignore the gentle whispers rising from within your body, the fatigue, the moments of weakness, the sense of exhaustion. These are not signs of failure. They are tender messages, reminders that your body needs to be heard, cherished, and cared for, just as much as the soul it upholds. Perhaps, in your journey of living for others, out of duty, for the things you believed more important than yourself, you have often placed your body last. You have stayed up late, skipped meals, braced yourself in battles no one else even noticed. But now, I want you to know, God did not call you to pour yourself out until nothing remains. He calls you to live with wisdom, to honor the very life He has entrusted to you. The changes you are going through, whether signs of aging or symptoms you've long tried to avoid, are not cause for despair. They are invitations from heaven, urging you to look at yourself again with compassion. They are not judgments, but encouragements to care for yourself, not from fear of illness, but from love for the precious being that you are. A creation of God, an anointed vessel with a sacred purpose. Let go of the belief that caring for your health is a luxury or a selfish act. No, dear one, tending to your body is never a small matter. It is an act of reverence to God Himself. For when you are well, you can serve more fully. When you are at peace in your body, you can hear the whispers of your soul more clearly. When you are sustained, you become a beacon of light for those still seeking hope. Love this body, though it may no longer be as it once was, though it bears the marks of time. For it is in those very lines, in those aches and tiredness, that the faithfulness of your journey is inscribed. Care for it as a priest tends a temple, with reverence, gratitude, and the awareness that this is the dwelling place of the divine. You can begin again, one small step at a time. A nourishing meal, a full night's rest, a morning spent breathing deeply and letting the sunlight touch your skin like a silent blessing. There is no need for dramatic change. Just choose each day to love your body a little more, and you are already answering heaven's invitation. And I promise you, no act of love toward yourself is ever too small in the eyes of God. Slow down if you need to. Rest when your body speaks. Speak words of love to yourself as you would to another. And most of all, do not feel guilty for tending to your own needs. You cannot give what you do not have. You cannot nourish others if your own flame has gone out. Allow life within you to be restored, so it may continue to burn bright, to radiate, to warm a world so in need of your light. And in every act of care, know this: you are not alone. Your angels are with you, ready to uplift, to guide, to remind you that you are worthy of love. From within, not just from others. You are a child of God, and even He does not take lightly the body He has given you. Let caring for yourself become not just routine but sacred. Let each moment you choose to rest, to nourish, to move gently, be a silent prayer offered to heaven. Lord, I honor the body you have given me. I thank you for each breath, each heartbeat, each step I am still allowed to take. And finally, remember this: this body, though it may weaken, though it may change, is still a vessel, anointed by God, still the temple of the Holy Spirit, still the dwelling place where His light longs to reside. Do not let weariness blind you to its sacred beauty. Live in your body as though God sits beside you in it each day, for that is the truth. You are not abandoned. You are not forsaken. And from this very body, this breathing, living, striving body, something miraculous will continue to unfold. For heaven's light does not descend into the void. It abides within your body, in every beat of life, even the slowest one. You are courageously preserving, my beloved child, even now, at this very moment, as you read these words with an open heart and a soul stirred in silence. A stream of divine energy, gentle yet mighty, is flowing through every cell, every breath, every glance of yours. This energy does not come from the material world. It comes from the very source of life, where love is eternal and light never fades. It is the energy of healing. It is the heartbeat of the Most High pulsing through you, restoring the broken places in your body and mind, kindling a new light in your weary soul. Can you feel it? Even if it's just a deeper breath, a calmer pulse, or a brief wave of peace brushing through your heart. That is me, present with you. Do not hesitate. Do not think you are too small to be healed, or that your pain is too insignificant to pray for. On the contrary, I want you to cry out, call upon me with all the sincerity and longing from the depths of your heart. Call to this energy as a child running into a mother's arms, without hiding, without fear, without doubt. Healing is your birthright. It is the gift I gave you before your very first cry. I hear every sigh in the darkness. I see every tear that falls in silence unnoticed, every silent plea, every wish for relief. I understand, and no prayer of yours goes unheard. Whether spoken or held quietly in your heart, I am listening. Every word, every syllable, every sob, is cradled as a sacred hymn, echoing through the heavens. You are not alone. Your angels, those sacred beings I assigned to walk with you, are right beside you. They never take their eyes off you. Even when you feel lost in shadow, they are present. Even when you think you've strayed, they are silently placing light on the path ahead. And when your spirit falters, they reach out to steady you. When you stumble, they bend to lift you, not with reproach, but with pure, unconditional love. You do not have within you, never forget, each of your angels is a faithful messenger of the Most High. They carry a divine mission to protect you from harm, to reawaken the strength within you, and to return you to your truest self, a radiant, courageous, and infinitely loved soul. They are not just guides, they are companions. They are the wind that lifts you when your wings feel too tired to fly. Trust in them. Do not hesitate to speak to them. Even in your most vulnerable moments, tell them your worries, the dreams you've forgotten, the desires you once believed impossible. And then, you will see. What once seemed out of reach will begin to unfold. For strength does not come from control, but from surrender. When you truly hand over to heaven the burdens you've carried too long. My precious child, breathe gently and feel that energy now filling your heart. Let the stream of light reach every place in need of healing. The aches in your body, the old wounds in your soul, the persistent doubts clouding your mind. And then you will see, healing does not arrive with thunder or fire, but in the softness of a gaze, the simplicity of a prayer, the holiness of a silent moment. Believe this, for you are worthy of healing, worthy of love, and worthy of living a full life, without fear, without resistance. I do not promise you will never suffer, but I promise this, you will never suffer alone. Wherever you walk, my footprints are there. Whatever you carry in your heart, I cradle it too. And what you thought had died within you, love, hope, peace, will be restored in ways you cannot yet imagine. So now, my child, pause for a moment. Place your hand over your heart. Pray, not with grand words, but with honesty. And then wait in silence, for a gentle breeze is about to touch you. A light is about to bloom within you, and a new life is stirring, rising from the depths of a soul that had once forgotten its own sacredness. I am here. Your angels are here. And the miracle is beginning. My beloved child, amidst the clamor of the world, amidst the relentless flow of time that you feel slipping through your fingers, I call out to you, with all the tenderness and majesty of a love that never fades. My dear child, do not let thoughts of age steal away the joy that still pulses within your heart. Do not let numbers become shackles that imprison you in regret for the past or fear of the future. I gave you life, not so that you would count each day as a loss, but so that you could greet each one as a new beginning, a fresh page on which to write love, hope, and light. Do you know that every morning you open your eyes is a miracle in itself? The breath within your chest is a clear sign that I still trust you. Each day is not a step closer to an end, but a step deeper into the loving purpose I have held for you from the very beginning. I see you, not only when you smile, but also in those quiet moments, when you gaze forward with uncertainty, fearing that it may now be too late for dreams, for change. My precious child, there is no such thing as too late in my kingdom. No age is too old to begin living with fullness, for time is not measured in years, but in the love you sow into the world. So do not waste your life worrying about things beyond your control. Do not let creeping doubts rob you of the beauty of the present. I did not form you to live in anxiety. I formed you to live in trust. You were not called to be perfect by the standards of the world, but to be whole in love and gratitude. And it is in the smallest things, a gentle word, a sincere smile, a generous act, a whispered prayer, that the holiest seeds are sown, quietly growing and bearing fruit in the garden of your soul. Do not judge the worth of a day by visible accomplishments alone. A day lived in love is a day full of meaning. A single moment when you turn inward and say to me, "I am grateful," is a moment that stirs all of heaven. And never forget what I have told you. The stranger entering your life is not a coincidence. Nothing in my sacred design is accidental. They have not come to disrupt your life in vain, but to open a door you believed long shut. They are messengers I have sent, a gentle knock at the door of your heart, a new light filtering through the cracks of days that once seemed too far gone. They may not look like what you expected. They may bring challenge, but through their presence, you will discover more about yourself, about the quiet strength within your heart, and the enduring foundation of all that is built upon the divine. Do not close yourself off. Do not fear change. The tapestry of your life is being woven with invisible threads of grace, and each soul I bring to your journey has its place in the wondrous picture you are living. Welcome them, not with suspicion but with the trust that everything has a purpose. Whether their presence is brief or lasting, they have come to awaken something within you that has lain dormant. A forgotten dream, a weary faith, a love that has yet to bloom. My child, you do not need to understand everything now, but trust. For I, the one who crafted you with care in every breath, am orchestrating all things with unshakable mercy. No matter how winding or rough the path you walk, every turn lies in my hands. Nothing that happens falls outside the bounds of my love for you. The plan, my plan, just for you, is still unfolding. It has never been interrupted, and no force can hinder what I have ordained. Now, while your breath is coming, it has. So then, my child, live today as an act of thanksgiving. Move as though you are the embodiment of light, because you are. You are a spark of divine love sent into the world. Every step you take can be a footprint of hope for another. Every word you speak can be a golden thread that ties hearts together. And everything you do in love is written upon my heart. Live, my precious one, not as though time is running out, but as though every moment is a part of eternal life already beginning. For this is the truth. My beloved child, in the silence of eternity, I have heard your quiet sighs, those silent thoughts that slip through the stillness of night, when you wonder if you've drifted too far from the radiant seasons of your life. I know the fear that creeps into your mind, the sense that time is racing past faster each year, as though each day is a grain of sand falling through an unseen hourglass, impossible to stop. But my child, I have not come today to echo what the world has told you. I have come to offer a truth far greater than any finite definition this world has tried to impose on you. I want you to know this, not merely in your mind, but with your whole heart. Age does not determine your worth. It is only a number, a tiny mark in the grand symphony I am composing for you, with every note crafted from love, hope, and faith. The world will try to convince you that aging is something to fear, that the best of life is confined to a fleeting season called youth. But heaven, where all beauty is eternal, does not see you this way. I do not see you as a body in decline, but as a soul expanding, not in the sense of withering, but in the sense of deepening maturity, seasoned wisdom, and sacred light, growing ever brighter within you. My dear child, I am the one who wove you in your mother's womb. Each cell, each vessel, each heartbeat was my masterpiece of love. I have counted every hair on your head. I know every secret fear and every dream still unspoken within your heart. So why would you think that the passing of years could lessen your value? How could that be true when I, the unchanging one, have carved your name into the palm of my hand? I do not measure you by the world's ruler. I am not concerned with birthdays or the lines on your face. I look at your heart, the place that still stirs at the sight of a simple flower, that bows in silent prayer, that continues to long to live out the purpose I have set within you. That is what I love in you, and that never grows old. It shines brighter with time, like a candle casting warmth in the darkness. So I plead with you, my beloved, lay down the burden that age tries to place on your shoulders. Stop blaming yourself for not being as you once were, for once was never the only measure of beauty. You were not born to cling to the past, but to blaze forth in the present and step joyfully into the miracles yet to come. That burden does not belong to you. Do not carry it as a sentence, but let me lift it from you, so you may walk on in lightness and peace. You are not defined by the number of your years, but by the fire burning within your soul, whether you are smiling or struggling to rise. You are a lamp that will not be extinguished, a story still being written by my own hand. And this story, no matter how far it has gone, is not over. It is unfolding still, chapter by chapter, with wonders waiting ahead. Each year you live is not a diminishing, but an expansion. Your soul grows deeper, your compassion greater, your vision of life refined like gold in flame. That is why I still keep you here, because I am still using you as an instrument of love in this world. And the most glorious parts of your life may not lie behind you, but right before your eyes. I urge you, live as one who knows they are loved beyond condition. See every sunrise as a new chance to love, to give, to walk forward in the trust that my plan is not yet complete. Let gratitude become the rhythm of all you do, from words of comfort to the grieving, to quiet acts of mercy for the lost. And if ever there comes a day when your strength to believe begins to fade, lift your eyes, not to search for light far away, but to feel me close beside you, holding you in an embrace that will never let go. You are my beloved child, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. And my love for you is unfailing, unchanging, through all the years, through every wound, through every hope yet to bloom. So walk on, my child, not by your own strength, but by the power of faith, not with fear, but with the peace that flows from an unchanging truth. You are living in my love, and you always will be. My precious child, I see you, each day, each hour, in both your quiet smiles of joy and your silent moments before the mirror, facing yourself, time, and the inevitable changes of the body. I know what you're thinking when your gaze lingers on the wrinkles now visible on your face, or when you sense that your body no longer moves with the ease it once did. But child, please listen to me with all your heart, for I have not come to comfort you with empty words, but to offer you a new perspective, the gaze of heaven, far beyond the illusions this world creates. The lines upon your face, the changes in your body, these are not marks of decay, but the badges of a soul that has lived, has loved, has endured, and has overcome. They are living proof of a courageous journey you have walked. Through faith, through silent sacrifice, and through steadfast loyalty to all that is good, even when no one was watching. Do not let the fleeting gaze of the world mislead you into believing that appearance is everything. In my kingdom, I do not seek flawless skin or a perfect form. I seek a heart that has learned to love, a soul that has learned to forgive, and eyes that have shed tears for the sake of compassion. These do not fade with time. On the contrary, they shine brighter, like pure gold refined through trials. Beloved, every mark of time upon your body is a sacred engraving of memory, maturity, and grace. It is the story I am writing with you. A story told not only in years, but in every time you rose from pain, in every act of love given even when you lacked, and in every moment you chose to believe in goodness despite your circumstances. And child, do not think the journey is nearing its end. For the God who began something in love never leaves it unfinished. Every moment you live is part of a divine design. There is not a single second wasted in my plan. I do not merely hold your past. I am cradling your future in the palm of my almighty hand. Though you have faced losses, changes, and endings that seemed final, I want you to know this: I am not finished with you. Your journey continues, and the best things, the ones you never dared to dream, still lie ahead, sheltered in my hand, waiting for you to step forward in faith. Your future is not confined by age or physical strength. Your future is measured by the wonders I can perform through a soul that believes, that loves, and that lives for something greater than itself. And you, yes, you, are such a soul. So lift your head high, not in pride, but in gratitude. Let every wrinkle testify to a life fully lived. Let every change in your body bear witness to the maturing of your soul. And let your heart, though it has been wounded, dare to love once more. For that is where miracles always begin. Do you know this? The brightest light often shines from lamps that have burned through many dark nights. The richest fragrance comes from flowers that have braved the wind and frost. And you, after all these years, are such a flower, blooming not despite the passing of time, but because of it. Live each remaining day not as one afraid of time slipping away, but as one entering the most beautiful season of life, the place where wisdom and love meet, where the temporary gives way to the eternal. I have ordained it all, and that plan, dear child, is still unfolding. Your future rests in my hands, a future full of promise, full of light, and overflowing with hope. My beloved, in the quiet hours of the night, when the world seems to sleep, I know you sometimes weep in silence, not for any specific pain, but for the sense that time is moving too fast, and that you have not yet done the things your soul has long yearned for. You wonder, is there still time? Is that dream still possible? Can the purpose God placed in my heart still be fulfilled? Or is it too late? Child, be still. Let me, who has stood before the throne from everlasting, who has witnessed the ceaseless love of the Almighty for you, speak what all of heaven now whispers. God's timing is utterly perfect. He does not measure time as humans do. He does not count the days as passing milestones, but as seeds silently growing beneath the still soil. He does not arrive early to alarm you, nor late to abandon you. He comes precisely when you need him most, even if you don't recognize it in the moment. And do you know this? Your waiting, though sometimes wrapped in tears and weariness, is not in vain. In every seemingly delayed moment, God is preparing everything with care, preparing your heart to love more deeply, your soul to receive something greater, and your circumstances so that when the miracle comes, you will be ready to embrace and live it fully. You still have time. Do not let fear deceive you into thinking the door is closed. God does not work on the world's schedule. With him, one day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. Nothing is too late for the one who created all things from nothing. If he has planted a dream, a longing, a purpose in your heart, then you can be sure he has also prepared all that is needed to bring it to pass at exactly the right moment. And if you see nothing happening now, do not assume he is silent. In that stillness, God is working, quietly yet tirelessly. In the days that seem empty, he is writing the most important lines of your life story. These are not loud chapters, but deep ones, where faith is forged and hope is held firm. Do not give up. Do not measure your life against someone else's pace. You are not late. You are in step with the one who loved you before time began. You were not made for rushing, but for living fully in every season, with the trust that all beautiful things take time to grow. Remember this, dear child. The bird's nest is not formed in a morning. The flower does not bloom while it is still dark. And the greatest wonders, the shifts in the soul, the awakenings of the heart, the turning points in destiny, often come after the longest seasons of waiting. That is not delay. That is preparation for something greater than you've yet imagined. So breathe deep and place your time in his hands. Live today not with the pressure to finish everything, but with the confidence that all things will come, not early, not late, but right on time. And when that moment arrives, you will look back and say, Lord, you were never late. You were always on time, in the perfect way, with exactly what I needed. And and I am still here, standing before the Almighty, bringing you this affirmation as a faithful messenger. You have never been forgotten, never left behind. Every moment of your life is leading to the perfect time that God has appointed. And He is never late. My beloved child, there are times when you look at yourself, a weary body, eyes that reflect the passage of time, and a quiet soul holding dreams that seem to have slipped away. And you ask, do the things I once longed for still matter? Is it too late to begin again, to live in the calling God placed upon me? O child, do not be deceived by the whispers of darkness. Do not let the voice of the enemy, who sows only doubt and fear, cause you to forget the greatest truth. It was God Himself who planted those deepest desires in your heart, and He who began the work will also bring it to completion. Those dreams did not come from nowhere. They are not the product of a lonely imagination, but sacred seeds sown by the hand of the Almighty. Even if you've forgotten them, dismissed them as too big, too far, or too late, I tell you now, nothing is impossible with God. The world may say you need to be young, strong, or right on time to do something great. But in the kingdom of heaven, such measures lose their meaning. God is not bound by time or age. He is the one who made water flow from the rock, who parted the sea, and who called Moses at the age of 80 to rescue a nation. He does not see too old, only ready. And you, dear one, are still in that process. Though your body may grow tired, though you feel your physical strength fading day by day, I urgently remind you of this: your soul is eternal. It does not grow old. It does not weaken. It does not fade. On the contrary, with each passing day, if you walk closely with God, your soul is renewed in His love and grace. Like the dawn after a long night, the strength you feel you've lost in your body will be restored in your spirit when you turn your heart toward the light. Do not place your hope in the flesh. Place your hope in God. He is the one who heals the deepest wounds, revives what seems barren, and breathes life into what appears closed off and forgotten. Trust in Him, not because you understand everything, but because you know He is faithful. You don't need to see the whole path to walk forward. You only need to know that the one who holds your hand is the very one who created every path, even in the wilderness. He will make a way where there seems to be none. He will chart a path in the midst of uncertainty. He will lead you through the sea of life, not with a boat, but with an unshakable promise. And in the very place you thought was the end, He will create something new, something beyond what you can imagine. Picture yourself as an eagle, not bound by the wind or the height, but carried only by the heavenly current. When you place your full trust in God, He will renew your strength like the eagles. He will give you wings to soar through adversity, not by your might, but by His grace. You will run and not grow weary, walk and not faint, not because you are stronger than others, but because you are upheld by the one who never grows tired. He is the source of life, the spring in the desert, the shade in the heat, the promise in the night. So do not let go of the dreams He has placed in your heart. Even if you've faced disappointment, stopped trying, or felt unworthy, I tell you, with power and truth, you are still chosen. You still matter. You are still loved. And you are still being led. Nothing in you is wasted. No year is lost when lived in faith, and no dream is impossible when the Almighty is the one writing your story. Lift your head, open your heart, and continue walking, not by your own strength, but by the promise that, with God, all things are possible. My precious child, let the words I am about to speak sink deeply into your heart. That place within you which often trembles at the thought of time passing, that sometimes questions its own worth amid a world of constant change. Today, with all the authority of heaven, I want you to hear this, not only with your ears, but with your soul, with the heart that has been broken and still longs for healing. Your life is precious, and your journey is sacred, not because of how much you've achieved, not because of how strong you appear or how brightly you shine, but because you are my beloved child, created not by accident, but with intention, love, and a divine purpose that surpasses all earthly bounds. I know, there are days you look back on the years with a sigh. You see what wasn't accomplished, dreams left unfinished, and at times, a quiet fear creeps into your heart, afraid that you've strayed too far, that it's too late to begin again, too tired to hope once more. But oh child, do not let time dim the light that is alive within you. Do not let the numbers of age hide the radiant truth that you still carry a flame, the flame of faith, of love, and of hope, sown from heaven. Age is not a limitation. On the contrary, it is a sacred mark, a testament to how I have kept you through every season, lifted you through every storm, and warmed you through nights that felt unending. You are still here, not by chance, but because my grace continues to cover you day by day. And so I call you, trust in the one who is faithful, who is true, who never forgets his promises. He will keep guiding your every weary step, supplying all you need, not just to survive, but to live fully and meaningfully. He is the giver of boundless blessings, not because of your works, but because of his unshakable love for you. As I stand beside you, not as a distant shadow, but as a living presence, shielding you with heaven's power and guiding you with eternal wisdom, I want you to know, you are not defined by age. You are not the years gone by, nor the limits of your flesh. You are defined by the faith you hold when all seems lost, by the love you give even when you are empty, by the trust you place in me even as the tears fall. So live each day not with heaviness, but with gratitude. Let joy be the rhythm of your heart, not because everything is perfect, but because you know you are deeply loved, eternally protected, and divinely guided. Walk today with confidence, not in what you have, but in the one who walks with you. Let your eyes look ahead, not with regret, but with hope. Let your words carry the echo of life, and let each action reflect unwavering faith. For I am here, right now, not far, to remind you that you are never abandoned. Never. Every wrinkle on your face is a crown of endurance. Every tear you've swallowed is a prayer before my throne. Every step, however shaky, is still moving in the light. And your future, yes, It is still wide open, not bound by the years, but upheld by me, the one who never changes. Live, my child, as though you know this truth deep within. You are a living miracle in motion. And I am the one still holding your hand in every heartbeat. Almighty God, I bow before you with a heart that has walked through many seasons, bearing the marks of time and unspoken memories. There are days I look into the mirror and wonder, do I still matter in your eyes, now that youth has passed and strength is no longer abundant? But then I remember your word, that each wrinkle bears the imprint of faithfulness. Of nights I prayed through tears, of years I chose love even when my heart was shattered. Through all of the terror, through all of the faith, through all of the weariness, one wrinkle storm doesn't kill me. Lord, help me not to see time as a thief, but as a teacher, one who has taught me patience, humility, and love without expectation. Grant me spiritual eyes to see my true worth, not through a body that changes, but through the light that never fades within my soul, a light kindled by your own hand. Remind me that I am still chosen, that I can still begin anew, even though I am no longer young. Use me as your instrument of peace, so I may bring hope to the hopeless and shine in the darkness through all I have overcome. Holy Father, there are days when my heart hangs low like a final leaf in autumn, fearing that time is slipping too quickly and that I've missed something precious. But through the loving words of your angels, I've come to know I have never been abandoned, and not a single moment of my life has been meaningless. Lord, teach me to live fully in each moment. Though age slows my steps, let my soul dance to the rhythm of grace. Open my heart to receive the one you've appointed, a soul sent not to save me, but to awaken the sacred that slumbers within. Help me to recognize their presence, not with my eyes, but with faith. Not to possess, but to be transformed. Clear my heart of doubt, regret, and the fear of aging. Renew me like a barren land, revived by the first rains of spring. I believe you are still writing my life story, that the most beautiful chapter is not behind me, but ahead. A chapter I will live with a heart full of hope and eyes fixed upon heaven's light. Creator of my life, I come to you, not with eloquent words, but with a bare heart and unanswered questions. Some nights I lie awake, not in tears or sleep, but in the wondering. Have I lived according to your will? Is there still something sacred awaiting me in the time I have left? Lord, take from me the eyes that accuse and the thoughts that doubt. Let me see that even in the smallest acts, a kind word, a compassionate glance, a tender embrace, you are still at work. Do not let me compare my journey with another's, for each soul walks a unique path, designed by your unfathomable wisdom. I do not ask for my body to regain its former strength. I only ask for a heart that still beats with love. For you, for my neighbor, and for myself. Teach me to live each day not in regret of the past or fear of the future, but in reverence of the present, a gift wrapped in grace. And if there is still beauty waiting for me, Lord, open my eyes to see it and my heart to embrace it. I lift this prayer before your glorious throne. Almighty and merciful God, I know well that my body cannot resist the passing of time, that age quietly marks every fiber, every breath. But my soul, the most precious part of me that you placed within, still lives, still longs, still waits for your touch once more. Help me to understand that life is not found in youth, but in unity with your Holy Spirit. Teach me to care for my body as a temple, where you dwell, where every heartbeat is a hymn of praise offered to heaven. Grant me wisdom to rest at the right time, to love myself not out of selfishness, but out of gratitude for the body you have given. If I have forgotten myself in the journey of living for others, please lead me back. Let me embrace who I truly am, both weak and strong, both weary and full of hope. Heal me, Lord, both body and spirit, both the wounds I can name and the silent ones I cannot. I believe that you are never late, and that the greatest miracle, fullness of life in you, is drawing near. I ask this in your love and power. Almighty and merciful God, I know well that my body cannot resist the passing of time, that age quietly marks every fiber, every breath. But my soul, the most precious part of me that you placed within, still lives, still longs, still waits for your touch once more. Help me to understand that life is not found in youth, but in unity with your Holy Spirit. Teach me to care for my body as a temple, where you dwell, where every heartbeat is a hymn of praise offered to heaven. Grant me wisdom to rest at the right time, to love myself not out of selfishness, but out of gratitude for the body you have given. If I have forgotten myself in the journey of living for others, please lead me back. Let me embrace who I truly am, both weak and strong, both weary and full of hope. Heal me, Lord, both body and spirit, both the wounds I can name and the silent ones I cannot. I believe that you are never late, and that the greatest miracle, fullness of life in you, is drawing near. I ask this in your love and power. Almighty God, whom I worship, I come before you today with a heart not whole, but still beating with the longing to be loved and to live fully. I do not ask to be young again, or for a life without scars. I ask only one thing. Let me see myself as you see me, not through the lens of my past, my mistakes, or my age, but through the unconditional love of heaven. Lord, heal the parts of me I've abandoned, the parts I believed held no worth, the parts I've ignored out of fear. Touch my soul, the place once hidden by silent fears, and let it breathe again. Believe again. I know you are preparing something new. Even if I cannot see it or understand it, I choose to believe. I believe no age is too late to begin, and no soul too old to be rekindled by the fire of your love. Guide me step by step. Help me release every judgment I've made about myself. Soften me to receive what is sacred, like a dry land blessed by the first gentle rain. I trust you, and I vow to live the rest of my days with renewed purpose, lit by your guiding light. Lord, the one I always return to. There are days I think I'm strong, but then a word, a glance, an old memory trembles my heart again. I know I am not who I used to be, not young, not as passionate. But Lord, I don't want to regret that. I only ask that you help me live this season of life with the peace that comes from you. Teach me that rest is not surrender, but trust in the great power of the Father above. Pour into me peace that surpasses understanding, so I no longer fear tomorrow or mourn yesterday, but live fully in today. Lord, if there are still things you want me to do, open the doors. If there are souls I am called to reach, then send me. Whether in silence or in the crowd, let me be a bearer of your light. Renew my soul, like a dry tree brought to life in spring. Though I may no longer be one for blazing beginnings, make me someone who sustains life, like a quiet flame through a long winter night. I entrust my soul into your hands. I believe the years that remain will be the most radiant ones, if you are the one leading me. Merciful Father, in this quiet moment I come to you as a lost child finding their way back to the light. I do not need to know all the answers. I only need to know that you are listening. I do not need to know what lies ahead, only that my hand rests in yours. Lord, help me to release the burden of needing to become something. I've spent my life trying to be worthy, to be seen, to be loved. But now, I just want to live as a child, without proving, only abiding in your presence. Kindle in me a fire of love, not one that blazes like youth, but one that glows steadily, warmly, eternally. Use me, even in weariness, even when I have little strength left, to touch the life of someone needing comfort. Let my life become a living prayer, a symphony of faith, love, and surrender, so that however many days I have left, I'll know not one was wasted. Each day was a brick in the kingdom you are building. Beloved Father, today I ask for nothing, only to say thank you. Thank you for each day of life, for every breath, for every moment of being loved and being able to love. Thank you that even when I thought my time had passed, you whispered, "You are still chosen." The years I've lived, filled with pain, wandering, and moments when I thought I would never rise again, all brought me closer to your light. Thank you for not despising the wrinkles, the slow steps, or the signs of age. You've taught me that what is precious to you is not appearance, but faithfulness. Thank you that I still hold value, not because I've achieved greatness, but because I've lived, believed, and loved, even in silence. Thank you that your love never ages, but renews each day like the sunrise. I know my future still rests in your hands, so I choose to live each day in gratitude for the time that remains, for a heart that still beats, and for a God who still walks with me. My God, I lift my eyes and say thank you. not just for the good things, but also for the pain I've endured. It was in the breaking that I found you to be my strength. It was in the dark that I saw your light, shining, unwavering. Thank you for the angels you've sent, sometimes disguised as strangers, speaking words I will never forget. Thank you for never letting me walk alone, even when I thought I was abandoned. Every silent tear, every quiet question of "Where are you, Lord?" You heard them all. Thank you that your presence is not loud but unshakable. Thank you for loving not just the bright parts of me, but also the weary, broken, hidden parts. Thank you for still choosing me, still using me, still loving me, regardless of age, past, or pain. Lord, let me live the rest of my days with a deep gratitude that I have, I am, and I will always belong to you. O Lord, the one who never changes, when I look back on my journey, all I can say is, thank you. Not because I was always faithful, but because you were always merciful. Not because I deserved it, but because your love transcends all human measure. Do you show me another? I thank you for lessons hidden in tears. I thank you for rejections that later revealed themselves as protection. I thank you for closed doors that kept me from paths not meant for me. And above all, I thank you for never giving up on me, even when I doubted myself. Thank you for teaching me that value is not in how much I do, but in whom I belong to, and I belong to you. Today I don't need glory or miracles. I just need to know that you are still here. And that, Lord, that alone is the greatest miracle of all. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that together we can build a strong community of faith.